knocking him over and ignoring his faint protest. Swerving round the counter, she sat down behind it, saying urgently as she did so, "Don't tell him I'm here. Oh, please, shut the door, and if they come asking, say you've not seen me." Albert stared at his uninvited guest. She was a small girl, shabbily dressed, with mousy hair straggling to her shoulders, and large brown eyes, which were now fixed appealingly on his face. "Don't let him get me," she hissed. "Oh, please, close the perishing door." Albert found himself obeying, but scarcely had his hand touched the latch when the door was thrust open from the outside, and two boys, red-faced and panting, tried to push past him, until the second of them, the taller of the two, grabbed his companion's arm. "She ain't here, Fred," he said, staring round the empty shop. "She must have gone next door." He turned to Albert. "Sorry, mister, it were a mistake. We're trying to catch a young thief what stole fruit off me uncle's stall." Albert opened his mouth to say that the girl who'd shot into his shop hadn't been carrying anything, then realised that to do so would give the game away. Instead, he scowled at the lads. "I don't believe a word of it. I reckon you hope to nick a few fags off my display," he said coldly. "Get out, the pair of you, and don't come back." The elder of the two boys began to protest, but Albert pushed them both out, shut and locked the door, and hung up his "Sorry, we're closed" sign. Then he walked over to the counter and looked down at the girl still crouching on the floor. "What's up?" he said bluntly. "Don't try telling me you're playing Relievio, because it won't wash. Those young fellas meant business." The girl stared anxiously up at him. "Have they gone? Or are they still hanging about outside?" she asked. "Suppose they're hiding somewhere, just waiting for me to come out. Oh dear, whatever shall I do?" Albert saw that the girl's big brown eyes were full of tears, and went over to the door to check that the lads were not hanging about outside. As far as he could see, the pair had disappeared, so he locked up again and turned to the fugitive. "They're not outside. The crowds are thinning, and if they had been hanging around, I'd have seen them," he said. "I'm going to make a cuppa in my flat. You can come up and tell me what's been going on while you drink it." The girl got to her feet with an anxious glance at the door, then followed Albert up the stairs and into his small, chilly kitchen, where he lit the gas and got out the scones. Then he raised his brows at his visitor. "Well, fire ahead," he said. The girl knuckled her eyes. "Well, to start at the very beginning, I was evacuated to a farm in Norfolk during the war, and Mrs. Bell, the farmer's wife, sent me a whole 10-shilling note through the post as a Christmas box. She said I was to spend it on whatever I liked, so I thought I'd spend it all on Gran because she's so good to me. I'd seen a little Christmas tree which only cost a bob, and then I saw, further along the same stall, a beautiful glass angel. I picked it up and held it out towards the stallholder, along with a 10-shilling note." She sighed tremulously. "Only the boys must have seen the money and tried to grab it, and in the struggle the angel got broken. So then the stallholder tried to grab the note, saying I'd have to pay for the angel anyway, and the boys were still trying to get it away from me, so I hid out and ran like a rabbit." She sniffed, then smiled. "I'm very sorry about the angel and the little tree, because I reckon Gran would have loved them, and I'm truly sorry I led the boys to your shop, mister. I didn't mean to bring 'em down on anyone else." Albert laughed. "I've dealt with worse in my time," he assured her. "The first place looters used to head for when there'd been a bad bombing raid was a tobacconist. I used to keep a cudgel under the counter. Still do, so I'm not frightened of those lads. They won't come back, and they won't attack you a second time, not unless you go waving a purse full of money under their noses again." The girl murmured a protest, but then grinned. "It was just the 10-bob note," she said. "Well, that's one mistake I shan't make again." "Did you know either of the boys?" Albert asked. "Did they go to your school or live in the same neighbourhood? If so, maybe you ought to talk to the scuffers. It's bad enough."